Hello there, KUA students. I am here with a special choral tutorial video for you to use when you practice over winter break, presuming you're practicing, or for your future practice's purpose as we move through the process of putting on Urinetown, the musical, this winter at KUA. This video is for the first song in the show, entitled Urinetown, the opening number that has some crazy choral parts in it, and is specifically for the basses. There are separate videos for tenors, altos, and sopranos. This is the bass video. So let's start right in. We've got our choral book here. The song itself is number 2 in the show and starts on page 105. At measure 25, basses, you will actually be in unison with everyone in the show. And it's a melody you probably know pretty well at this point, but we'll go over it here. So starting at measure 25, you'll get a little bit of an intro. You'll get the... And then right after that, you start in with the main melody from Urinetown on an ooh, as you'll see at measure 25. So that sounds like this. And then it repeats the exact same thing a second time. So we're right now at measure 48. So starting at measure 48, you get an exact repeat of what we just did, which makes things pretty easy for you. So we'll sing that one more time. So right now, starting at measure 48, you've come just out of your last ooh. Then we go ooh. And off. At this point, then Officer Lockstock sings most of a verse by himself, so you'll hear him sing, "Better hope your pennies add up to the fee. We can't have you peeing for free. 3, 4, first if do we'll catch you. We never fail, and we never bother with jail." And then the chorus enters on the part of the song that's actually the chorus. So basses, you do not have the privilege of singing the melody here. There's just one staff, so basses, you'll actually be singing with the tenors for this first chorus, and just read the bottom line. So instead of going up to, "You'll get Urinetown," which is going to be the temptation, avoid that temptation. It is not going to be fun for you. So we'll actually go down to the F. So that part right there, after we hear, "And we never bother with jail," then basses sing, "You'll get Urinetown. Off you go to Urinetown. Away with you to Urinetown." And then Lockstock sings, "You won't need bail." So again, that bass part in that chorus is, "You'll get Urinetown. Off you go to Urinetown. Away with you to Urinetown." And you won't sing, "You won't need bail." Then you have a good amount of rests. Then we'll come into a key change. So you'll hear a... and this is the part we sang for auditions. So the women will be singing the main melody, and the men, both basses and tenors together, have a lovely little counter melody that happens. So you'll hear the women go, "You are humble audience." And then right on audience, you're going to start in with your own, "You are humble audience." One of the nice things about there is that their note that they sing right on the downbeat in measure 34 for audience, your you, which happens at the same time as odd, as you can see they're right above each other on the page, is the exact same pitch. You'll sing it lower, but it's the same pitch. It's an E flat, so you hear them go, you are humble audience. So that whole men's part right there goes like this. 2, 3, 4. You are humble audience, you have come to see. People can't pee free, can't pee free. First act lasts an hour, don't assume you're fine. Often is a line. This is Urinetown. One restroom here in Urinetown. It's unisex at Urinetown, all by design. So when we get to the chorus section bass for the Urinetown, it's the exact same progression down as we did for the first chorus that you sang. So whole thing there again is going to sound from 134. Sing along this time if you like, in the comfort of your home. Starting at 133 when the women start, and then we'll come in with the men. So the women will go. You are humble audience, you have come to see. People can't pee free, can't be free. First act lasts an hour, don't assume you're fine. Often is a line. This is Urinetown. One restroom here at Urinetown. It's unisex at Urinetown, all by design. Then there's a section for the rich men, which we won't go over for that point because it's just 4 or 5 folks. Then we'll be in a new key, that the rich men are singing in, so it's for them it's more. So by the time we get to the chorus at measure 171, the men are doing just the same thing as they did before. So that'll be at 171. The bass part goes 1, 2, 1. You're at Urinetown. Your ticket should say Urinetown. No refunds, this is Urinetown. We'll keep that dough. So again, that part goes. You're at Urinetown. Your ticket should say Urinetown. No refunds, this is Urinetown. We'll keep that dough. Then we get into the big fun part at the end. So basses. So the first thing you'll hear in this section at pick up to 180, you'll hear tenors go, this is Urinetown. And that is your signal that you're coming in the next measure. So I'll sing the tenor part and then I'll come in with the bass part. So it's going to sound like, this is Urinetown. It's the oldest story. One of the great things about this entrance is you have the same note that the tenors are on with Urinetown. It's town, it's an octave, but this is more comfortable for people in the bass section. So you'll hear the tenors go, this is Urinetown. It's the oldest story. It's the oldest story. It's the oldest story with masses oppressed, masses oppressed in Urinetown. 3, 4, 1. On with the show. And you know that part, on with the show. So again, you'll hear the tenor. So same thing at pick up to 180. This is Urinetown. It's the oldest story. It's the oldest story. It's the oldest story with masses oppressed, masses oppressed in Urinetown. 3, 4, off. On with the show. And basses, even a lot of people are changing on that last show. Basses just hold that last note with show for all the time, even though you hear the other singers going show. Basses are just going to hold fast to that show, and then everyone's off together. So now we are going to start back and do a big sing through, starting at 133. You are humble audience, because everything before that seems pretty solid and is either repeated or isn't on the track on the CD. And I'll put on the CD and sing through the bass part loudly so you can help pick it out in the context of the other songs. So, starting at the track on the CD that is just called Urinetown, it's right after the one called Too Much Exposition, then we will hear, and I'll sing the bass part and highlight that. So this is the part that you sing along with and play through multiple times. You are humble audience, you have come to see. People can't be free, can't be free. First act lasts an hour, don't assume you're fine. Often is a line. This is Urinetown. One restroom here at Urinetown. It's unisex at Urinetown, all by design. Then rich men go, it's the oldest story. Masses are oppressed, faces closed and bladders all distressed. And rich folks get the good life, poor folks get the woe. In the end, it's nothing you don't know. Then everyone comes back in on, you're at Urinetown. Your ticket should say Urinetown. No refunds, this is Urinetown. We'll keep that dough. This is Urinetown. It's the oldest story. It's the oldest story. It's the oldest story with masses oppressed, masses oppressed in Urinetown. On with the show. So for any basses having trouble finding their parts, gotta pause, For any basses having trouble finding their parts, that's the section to sing along to and listen to a bunch, and hopefully that will make our harmonies even prettier. Thanks so much!